what's shaking, rule breaker? In this video, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I've been watching a lot of inspiring TED Talks recently, and I thought it'd be fun for me to share the 5 TED Talks that I think are the most inspiring for female entrepreneurs specifically. I realized after I picked these TED Talks that they're all really touching on the mental game of playing bigger in your life. I think that entrepreneurship is something where we are constantly acting outside of our comfort zones, constantly doing things that scare us, and it can also be a very lonely journey. So I think that these 5 TED Talks will help you to continue to play bigger. Don't start shrinking when you get scared or you're feeling like an imposter, and how to really get control back of your own internal emotional state, because after all, it's the only thing you ultimately have control over. The first TED Talk that I want to share with you is How to Stop Screwing Yourself Over by Mel Robbins. This TED Talk has been viewed more than 13 million times. It's one of my all-time favorites. What Mel talks about in this talk is essentially how to get out of autopilot and how to start getting the life you want. And it's going to require that you do things that you don't feel like doing, and Mel shares some great strategies for how to do that. I think that's kind of the story of our lives as entrepreneurs. I think this is a must-watch TED Talk for all business owners. The second TED Talk that I love, and this is one I've seen many times over the years, is called Your Body Language May Shape Who You Are. This TED Talk is by Amy Cuddy, who is a professor, and she's done research on body language and found that oftentimes your body language shapes how you feel. And this is something I also learned when I went to Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within event last November, is that your physiology, the way that you're holding yourself, the posture that you have absolutely is influencing how you feel, the thoughts that you have, the actions you take. So if you can just change your body language, it's a really easy thing that you can do to actually change your emotions. The third video I love and really want you to watch is called What I Learned from 100 Days of Rejection by Jia Jiang. This video is so charming and wonderful and inspiring. Jia basically decided that he was holding himself back by fear of rejection, which I can definitely resonate with. But what's amazing is what he decided to do was to spend 100 days every single day picking an action that was kind of outlandish where he knew he would get rejected. And what's so amazing about this video is learning that you can desensitize yourself from rejection, you can grow your comfort zone and become more comfortable doing crazy things, but that sometimes people say yes, that he asked for ridiculous things and sometimes people said yes to them. And the real takeaway, the secret takeaway from this video is quite amazing, which is that you never know until you ask. And this really inspired me to start asking more in my life. Along the same vein of doing things that scare you is Lovey Ajayi's talk, Getting Comfortable with Being Uncomfortable. What I particularly like about Lovey's TED Talk is that she really gets into doing things that are difficult because they're the right thing to do, not just doing things that are scary for the sake of doing them, but speaking up and taking action in ways that you know are important, but you may have negative consequences for them. She talks about being the first domino, and I think this is such a great point for entrepreneurs because we are out there to change the world, and oftentimes we need to do things. We need to be the first person to do something or speak up or start a trend or speak against something that's going on in our industry that we're not okay with. This is something that is especially important in the world we're living in right now, and I highly recommend that you watch Lovey's TED Talk to see how you can find the courage to do the things that are uncomfortable when you know they're the right thing to do. All right, and if you're feeling a little scared right now, I've got the perfect TED Talk for you. The 5th TED Talk that I'm gonna recommend is a Tim Ferriss TED Talk, and it's all about why you should define your fears instead of your goals. I love how honest Tim gets in his TED Talks. Love him or hate him, his stuff is really helpful. He particularly talks about the Stoic philosophy in this TED Talk and gives an exercise for how you can analyze your fears and get over them on paper, which is something that I just think Tim has always been really great at. This is a TED Talk I recommend if you often feel overwhelmed and stressed out and afraid in stressful situations, or you feel like your emotions are getting the better of you and you're making decisions based on how you feel or your fear versus what you know you should be doing, which is really the theme of all of the TED Talks that I'm sharing with you today. I hope that you will get a chance to watch a couple of these, if not all of them, and leave a comment below and let me know which TED Talk you are most excited to watch. And that's all I've got to share with you today. I hope you loved this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Leave a comment below and hit that like button to let YouTube know that this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.